this isn't gonna be a professionally made video. Just telling you right off the bat. I'm recording this from my phone. Uh, I'm not a producer. I'm not a video maker. I'm not an editor. I'm just a regular guy with a phone in his hand who wants to do a vlog. Okay, so the purpose of this vlog, just getting it started off, is to help hold myself accountable in this challenge that I started. It's called the 100 Days of Code Challenge. I'm gonna explain that further on, but first, I'll introduce myself to my crowd of probably me watching this video again. But I'm doing it for myself to better myself and to hold myself accountable. So, hey, Musteli, this is Musteli. I'm a former student at Valdosta State University who had one semester left before graduation. Things happen in life all the time. That doesn't stop me. Because of my immigration status, things got really expensive at school, so I wasn't able to finish my last semester. But I don't like to stay down. I don't like anything to hold me back, and I don't like to make excuses like that. As okay, now my life's over. I don't know what to do. I had a good friend of mine who's a computer science at Georgia Tech introduced me to the subject. He told me to start learning Java because that was his first language. God, that language is hard. It was hard. I wish I'd known about Python, which I hear is a little bit easier. But anyway, I started off on Java, learned that language, and I've just been going at it. I've attended 2 hackathons, and I've been slowly learning by myself for about 6 to 8 months now. Pretty much that's my background. Languages that I'm familiar with are Java, that's one, CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. I know the framework of Bootstraps. I've used that before. Developer tools. I've used Unity before. Not too well accomplished with it, but I'm familiar with that. Uh, that's as far as my languages go. I'm not the expert in any of them. I'm still learning, and I'm always going to be learning forever. And this is me holding myself accountable. In case anyone is curious to where I self-teach myself, I use several resources: Udemy, Coursera, MIT, OpenCourseWare, Linda. What else? Coursera, Linda, Udemy, Udacity, and Free Code Camp. Free Code Camp is amazing. I've taken their whole 300. I've taken all 300 hours on their responsive web design. It's amazing. Anyway, that's pretty much it on my little background. Now we're gonna move on to the main thing we're talking about here, which is the challenge 100 days of code. So the purpose of this challenge is to code, an hour, 3 hours every single day, 400 days in a row. And I've challenged myself because I want to improve my skills in coding, help develop my skills, become a better programmer, and at the same time increase my chances of getting an opportunity in web development or software programming. So I started the challenge on, let's see, I have it all on my Twitter actually. Let me scroll down. Maybe in the future I'll probably do like a screen record share to make it easier. Where is it? Here it goes, January 2nd. Should have done the first. It would probably been a lot cooler, but I didn't, so here we are. All right, so I'm publicly committing to the 100 Days of Code Challenge starting today, January 2nd, and then that same day I started working on something. Because usually, even without the challenge, I'm working on something. I started working on basic JavaScript, basic functions. That was pretty light. I spent some of that on JavaScript, and then I think I switched to Java halfway through that day. Day two, um, day two, I did some. Where is it? I retweeted some people's stuff. Day two, I decided to build a landing page, right? Because at the beginning, I started off building like my own like portfolio. It kind of looked crappy like 3 or 4 times. Every time I built it, it looked crappy. I can actually show you. I'll show you a picture of my portfolio, the first one I ever made. Yeah, let me pull it up. Hope I didn't delete it because I was like embarrassed of it because it's really bad. Oh no, I might have deleted it. Yeah, it was kind of bad. I probably did delete it. Let me see if I can find it in my trash. To the list. Oh, shit. Yeah, I think I did delete it. Wow. Okay, I think I did. Oh, man, I shouldn't have. It would have been like a good thing to look at. Oh well. Anyway, uh, my first portfolio was actually pretty bad. It didn't come out good at all. It looked terrible. Um, it was just black and white. I tried to create like a navigational bar, but it was just like a horizontal, a horizontal unsorted list, and it still had the bullet points in there. I had to figure out taking them out. So yeah, that was my first one, and then so in the second day of this challenge though, like this, what I was talking about the second happened like 2 months ago. On the second day of the challenge, decided to use bootstraps, right? And I used bootstraps three before, never used four, so I decided to use four. I built it with bootstraps, but I just didn't feel comfortable with it. I wasn't able like okay, bootstraps is really helpful. It really is, but I didn't feel like I had enough control. I had enough knowledge of CSS to change it and make it unique to myself. So I decided like, okay, I'm gonna change this later. So day three comes along, do a couple exercises with Java to keep that in mind on LeetCode. LeetCode is an amazing website. Always check that out. I did a couple exercises on Java, and then I built the nav bar using bootstraps again on my landing page. And then we're going to day four. I was on Free Code Camp and I was finishing up the grid section. I think the grid section is really like the grid. I was using the grid section on Free Code Camp, right, learning about it, and I was like, wow, this will really make like web designing so much easier and responsive. And I was like, maybe I should just do this without take out bootstraps and just use the grid section and like Flexbox. So day five comes around. I started all over. I remove bootstraps. And I start my landing page over from scratch. And then I'm also done with Free Code Camp at this point too. So I've hit 300 hours with it. Now I just got the projects, and I just got it. I started on one of them, on the portfolio, and I've also kind of tinkered with the Tribunio page, but I'm not ready for that yet. I have a lot of projects at hand there right now that I'm working on. Day seven, first day at my new job. It's not with web development. I work in IT at IntelliTech in downtown Atlanta, or Midtown, my bad, Midtown. And this takes up a lot of time because I'm up at 6 a.m. I get there at like 7:30, and I get off of work at 4:30. Get home at 5:30 ish, 6 o'clock, sometimes 7. But this week I was getting off at 7 because I didn't have my car. I was getting home like at 7:30, so not a lot of time to study and still like get some decent sleep. But I did a little work on W3 with CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. So this week wasn't as fast as I would have liked it normally, but that's okay. So day seven, same thing. I wanted to make I didn't get to do much. I just went on coding bad, did a couple exercises. Day eight comes along. I started working on Erase in JavaScript. I think I watched one video and then I spent the rest of the time on my landing page building it up from scratch and like working on a template. Like instead of just starting off building, I used some paper and I drew a template and I made it using Gridbox. I mean, using the grid system on CSS, and just giving everything like a background color so it could match up with that template. And then I did design last, which really helped out a lot. Going now to day nine. This video is already getting long. I don't like that. I'm gonna try to finish this up before I hit the 10-minute mark. Day nine, I finished up the last of the arrays method on Coach Steele's web development course. Then I knocked out right after. Also before that, I also worked on my portfolio landing page. Day 10 is today. I've worked on a to-do using JavaScript to make a to-do list, but more on it's only been in the council section, and I've been using an array to capture all the inputs instead of like connecting it to HTML and CSS. I don't know how to do that yet, but once I get to do that, then I'm gonna add that functionality to my to-do list. But for now, I'm using JavaScript to capture all my I'm using an array to capture all my inputs, and if and else statements to whether to delete, well, to delete, remove, or take it off. And then to delete or take them off, I'd be using push, pop, the built-in array methods. But anyway, yeah, that's it. I guess I'll show you my portfolio so far that I've worked on. I like it personally because I'm become a big fan of. Where is it? I opened up the wrong folder. Oh no, I got hit quit. I'll open that. I'll take care of that later. Here we go. Command R. Okay, I got everything organized in my little folders. Here we go. Wait, no, that's not it. That's under web dev. I gotta go under projects. Projects, portfolio, and home. Yeah, this is my website, self-taught developer. It's not online, of course. It doesn't have a domain, but it's it's responsive. I gotta fix that with the LinkedIn logo going at the bottom. Probably just gotta fix some padding issues, change that up. But yeah, everything here. This is a great. This is a row on its own on the grid level. This is a row called navbar, and this is the row called main container. And at the bottom, if we scroll down, also watch the navbar. I fixed it at the top to make sure it stays. I got another row down here, which is the message content where I put like a little "This is who I am" message. And oh yeah, I also put another grid inside the nav bar. So there's actually two grids in here. There's one on this side and one on this side. There's two columns to be precise, two columns. But yeah, I did this without bootstraps. I know it kind of looks. It might give you like, oh, did he do this with bootstraps? No, I didn't. I did it. I made this myself. But yeah, that's it. Future videos probably gonna look a lot better than this. Hopefully, maybe not. I mean, I'm not a producer. Headers. Where is it? Where's my? Pretty much, yeah. Contact information. I'm gonna drop that at the bottom. If anybody wants to reach out to me, work on something together, questions, yeah. Anybody wants to help me out, opportunities, yeah. But anyway, that's it. I'll see you guys in another 10 days when I hit day 20.